Hi, my name is Anne-Marie Miller and I'm a medical herbalist as well as a holistic health practitioner. I've got a nursing degree and a few other academic attainments which you can view on my website www.mediherbalist.com if you're interested. It is important to check where someone's credentials come from, because there are a lot of people out there that are sharing information that aren't necessarily trained in critical thinking, let alone the ability to reference methodically information. So today, just briefly, with all that's been happening on the planet for the last we could really go back for a few decades, because plants themselves have been studied for quite some time. However, in the last 15 to 20 years, there's been a mass increase of research that's been done. So when someone says that medical or herbs are not a medicine, they really are showing their ignorance. You only have to search on PubMed for the amount of studies that have been done for particular herbs. For anyone that's interested, it is a valid scientific form of medicine, and it is the dominant medicine of the planet. WHO acknowledge it to be approximately 80% of the planet using herbal medicine as their primary healthcare. So when I was teaching degree students classes, I would say tongue-in-cheek that when someone says you're alternative, as in people that use herbal medicine, in actual fact we're the mainstream, and it's the allopathic, which is the Western scientific form of medicine, that is the main medicine, that is the alternative. So it's really only common in Western countries that Western medicine is the dominant, whereas if you go to countries that still have predominantly indigenous or Eastern Asia and South America and South Asia is in India, there's still many millions of people that are using herbal medicine as their dominant. So today I want to inspire anyone that's thinking of studying herbs, or an extension of herbs in the medicine field is naturopathy. Just remembering that naturopathy doesn't necessarily specialize in herbal medicine, because you are focusing on other forms of medicine as well, such as nutritional, not diminishing the importance of nutrition. However, when anyone focuses on more than one area, they're not going to get a solid understanding of herbs. And when we use herbs, it doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to work well straight away, because herbs can take some time to work on the body, and everyone being individually different, we have our idiosyncratic or unique factors about the individual. And so when we're applying herbal medicine as a practitioner to someone who is in need of treatment, it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to happen straight away. The solution or the process of repairing and rejuvenating the body, which has been something that's come quite often in my practicing decades, where I've had even friends or associates who just presumed that they were going to get, well straight away. So you really do need to keep in mind, if you are thinking about going to a professional natural healthcare practitioner, that things don't take as long. However, at the end of the day, when after the treatment's almost completed or in the duration, you will feel and notice a greater difference in your well-being. So herbs, they've been my passion since I was 10 years old, in grade 5, when I had my grade 5-year-old teacher, Mr. Yin. If you're still alive, I am very grateful, because you mentioned that onions were a herb, and my my ears just pricked up, and it was like the light bulb, the epiphany, and I realized, wow. And from then on, I have had an interest in herbs all through my teens. I was personally studying them, and then I started formal training in my later teens, and I took it through as far as even so yes. So basically with herbs, one has to think about how long that they want to take to actually have a producing factor of healing, product of healing, or of feeling better. For myself, when I am treating my patients, or even myself, if I have an acute scenario, and let's take, for example, the most common acute scenario which is on the planet at the moment, and that is severe acute respiratory disease, or in this case, a syndrome, because there are a complexity of factors that are involved. And you take a virus, for example, such as a adenovirus, which is the most common for a common cold, or you have the second most common, which is a coronavirus, which is very, very popular at the moment. So if you have a scenario in this situation, I would be expecting, if the treatment is done effectively by a practitioner with experience, they would be getting results within 24 hours where the person is starting to feel better. And by 72 hours, they are well and truly healthy and on their way to reliving their life. Noting here that in an acute scenario of any disease, it's so important to rest, which unfortunately up until perhaps the last 18 months, people in general, not everyone, but a lot of people just presume that they can soldier on, as some of the ads say, and just suck it up and keep living. You do need to rest when you are acutely unwell. The most important factor is not only that you are making others vulnerable by presenting yourself in their vicinity. You are creating a possibility where you could establish a chronic disease down the track, because you have not allowed your own body's immunity and nervous system and other systems of the body. Remembering, I am a holistic health practitioner, so I consider all the systems of the body, and including the three main factors of our human existence, which is mind, body, and soul. So you need to rest all of those factors. So yes, as far as that goes, I would be expecting, if I was a patient to seeing a professional person like myself, I would be expecting to be feeling better on top of it and back in society within 3 days. If it's a really severe virus, which there's been many severe viruses. In fact, SARS-1 was a severe virus as well. Back in 2002, 2003, that lasted for 5 months, and then it disappeared, because that's what viruses naturally do. They live out their longevity within a short period of time, because most of the people acquire a herd immunity, which is not exclusive to external medicines or treatments. We can get a herd immunity from our own natural existence by being exposed to a pathogen or a germ. So that's for an acute disease. If a person's going to see a natural therapist, whether it's a herbalist or someone who's very experienced and familiar in the area of treating diseases, as a physician would, then a chronic scenario, you're going to be on any form of treatment for a reasonable amount of time, whether it's months or years. And in some circumstances, I see patients, and I've been seeing them for decades, because that's just the nature of a serious chronic disease, for whether it's asthma or diabetes or other chronic illnesses, thyroid concerns, etc. So, so if you're considering seeing a natural therapist, whether it's a herbalist, a naturopath, a nutritionist, doesn't matter, or even an acupuncturist, it's definitely worth considering, because natural medicine, as I've said earlier, is the dominant, particularly plant medicine, is the dominant medicine of the planet. And whether or not some associations, particularly medical ones, want to agree or disagree, it doesn't really matter, because at the end of the day, people that use it, and they use it according to a professional, not self administrating, but according to a professional that's experienced and trained, then you know it works. The other factor I'd like to talk about today, being my intro, is that I am very keen to produce and share information that I learn. At the moment, I'm actually just, I completed a course on cancer therapy, and I was fortunate enough to speak at a conference with my work, and that I'm very happy to share. And I'm also happy to share what I learn whilst I'm studying psychology, because I'm studying psychology at Monash University as we speak. And that's my life. I just keep learning so that people can take on board some of the information or care that I can provide. So I look forward to discussing more, and if this gets if I get questions, because I'm very new to this area of technology, I must admit, having raised 4 children and done many courses, you only have to look at my website. I put everything on. I'm very transparent. Even the ones that did not bother giving me statements of attainment, I still put them down, because that's the information that I've learned. And so no one can take that away. I have been bullied on the social media for my views. I am pro-choice for any medicine or treatment. I do not believe that any form of medicine or treatment is the only form of medicine or treatment. There are many options. I mean, try telling, the Indians or the Asian Indians or the American Indians or the natives to Scandinavia or wherever it is on the planet, that their medicine's no good, even though they've been using it for thousands of years. So I'm very, very respectful, and if ever I've ever been called an anti-anything, it's an anti choice. We must be able to have our own choice for treatments and medicine. So, and the fortunate with myself is being trained in the medical and the natural medicine with my nursing degree. And also I have a master's degree in health science as well. So I've studied substantially on the Western side as well. I can speak with quite knowledgeable information on both. So I look forward to sharing. And I'd like to think that I could do a theme every week or so, that I'm fortunate enough to do a video. And when I get any questions, I'll endeavour to do my best to find or share what I've already known. And please stay hopeful and faithful with your own integrity and strength towards health, and be aware / holistic health. Think about what you're doing, feel what you're doing, and know what you're doing is for the best for yourself and the care of others around you. We are all responsible as adults. Children are an exception. We are all responsible for our health. So it's not a hero to think that you're saving someone else. Put the oxygen mask, excuse the pun, on yourself, because we need to look after ourselves. So namaste and love always. And I look forward to speaking again. Thank you. Thanks for listening.